The 3 reasons why men feel stuck after 30. I go by the name of Soul, and this is the Waymark House, where we help men facing setbacks, feeling stuck, gain clarity, direction, and purpose. Welcome to my channel. Like, subscribe, and comment. Anyway, let's get into this. So, what are the 3 reasons why men feel stuck after 30? Number 1 is the death of potential and the arrival of reality. In your 20s, you can rely on hope and ambition. It's a misconception, but that's what it feels like when you're in your 20s. I worked in Next, the retail store Next. If you would meet me there and you was part of the people that maybe I would want to look cool to, or maybe I've presented as someone that makes money to, I would brush it off like, oh, yeah, this is just for now. For now. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think that's just the main thing when you're in your 20s. Like, if you're not in the job or the career you want to be in, it's just for now. Saying if when you talk about dating life, you could be out here, not saying it's right, but you could date different girls. You don't even have to. I'm not promoting this, but a lot of men, when they're in their 20s, they might just date a girl that they don't have no intentions with, just for fun. You know what I mean? Like, you're just brushing it off as, I'm just figuring it out. I'm just figuring it out. I'm not ready for a relationship. All that kind of thing, yeah. But then as soon as you get into your 30s, you can't get away with all of that. Like, if you're working a job that is not in line with your ambition, your confidence starts to drift. You start questioning life more because it will feel like you're running out of time, right? Then dating life. How long in your 30s can you get away with just dating for fun? I know that there's a new narrative now. A lot of people are talking about being better alone or being better single. But if that's not you and you're doing it with you have an intention to get married one day, once you start entering your 30s, it's no longer just figuring it out. Like, you will feel it if you do plan to get married or do plan to have a long-lasting relationship. You'll start to panic and worry, especially if you want like kids and a family and all of that. Whatever's going on in your 30s, what it will feel like, because there's a feeling, it don't have to be this way, but death of potential, arrival of reality. Is this what it is? You'll start questioning, is this what it is? Like, are things gonna change? I don't know. Number 2, another reason why men feel stuck after 30, the collapse of an automatic social infrastructure. This is one that I haven't heard spoken about a lot. And what it simply means is, basically, when you go to school, we don't really realize it, but when you're from nursery, you're put in a social infrastructure, right? Which means you're around loads of kids, you can make friends, you might even form groups of friends, big groups, and then you've got so many people around you. And it's easy it makes life a bit easier, it makes it a bit of fun, you've got things to do, and you just got people around you. And then that goes into college. If you do higher education, you meet more people. It's easy to create a network. And one of the things that I've learned now or one of the things I wish I did more, was hold on to a lot. I've met so many people in my life, but I haven't kept in contact or kept the communication active as I could have. And you see, if you build a network from young especially, it will really help you in life later. Because a lot of the times when we talk about network, a lot of people focus on things like success. Oh, build your network. We just think of success. But just in terms of life in general, like, if you move into a place and now you got to get decorators, or you got to get an electrician or a plumber or any of these kind of things. If you've got a big network that you've kept from school college, whatever it is, someone in your network might be able to help you with something. Something as simple as your home or for anything. Imagine you've got a phone book full of friends that have every profession. That's more likely if you hold on to your network. As we get older, we kind of lose the opportunity to have the network. So we have to be more intentional. That's why you can go to network events. That's why it's good to join social groups, put yourself out there. But that takes more effort. But what we don't realize is when we're young, that infrastructure is built for us. That's why you have access to people in school, college, and then if you go into uni. So part of the reason why men feel stuck after 30, the men that maybe haven't built that network or maybe have not kept in contact with their network, with people in their network, you kind of feel more isolated. And not only that, the other caveat is that a lot of people are starting families and they're busy with work. So in some ways, you're not even able to keep up with that with people anyway, unless you have the kind of job where you work with a lot of people. You can kind of still capture that infrastructure, but it's different, isn't it? It's not like school. The difference with school and work, like the people at school, you're surrounded by people that are at the same stage as you in life in terms of age and everything. So it's easier to make friends, or it's easier to relate. Another aspect to that is when you get older, even if you do have a network, a lot of people are getting married. A lot of people are um, obsessed with their jobs or always working, and then a lot of people have kids. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know what it is. We're just not built that way to really lean on friends for emotional comfort, if that makes sense. So we could be going through something. A lot of men that have healed and are able to do all that. Well done, but a lot of men I know are not like that. So we could be going through the worst, and we might isolate ourselves. I mean, we might have one friend that we speak to, and then sometimes it's even just your partner. Just your partner. There was a time in my life where I got so busy. The only person I was really speaking to was my partner, which I wouldn't advise, because when that goes wrong now, you look around and you have nobody, you know? Again, speaking from experience. And it's a bit mad to then call friends then. Not only are they doing their own things, you haven't spoken to them for a long time. So then you have to rebuild. So these things come into play, and they do have an effect on men, because men, I think generally, we're all born in this world to support each other, to help, to be of service, means so we should be social. The third and final reason why men feel stuck after 30, we'll call this one the routine optimization trap. And what that basically means is once you hit 30, or maybe you're in your 30s, it's more than likely you would have found some sort of routine. The average man, let's say, you would have found some sort of routine. And that could be in a job. You might like the job, you might not like the job, but you're doing it every day because now you've built yourself up to a point where you're paying bills, you might be renting or paying off a mortgage. You found your flow, but it's now become a routine. Yeah, you're surviving. You've learned how to survive. But that routine becomes a pattern. Time goes. Sometimes you stay in jobs for years, and until you realize that I'm basically on a hamster wheel. Do you get what I'm saying? And that does hit hard when you start to get to middle age, especially when you're in your 30s. Everything becomes predictable, and the security in this is like a double-edged sword, because it's like, on one hand, this is security, your bills are getting paid, you've got money coming in, you're able to survive. If you've got a family, you may be able to provide, or even if you can't provide fully, it's helping the family. So it feels like security. But the insecurity in this is you could be just stuck in one place. Your life's not moving forward. But it's hard to get out of that hamster wheel and that system. So that's why it's a routine trap. So those are the three reasons men feel stuck after 30. So to conclude, if confidence is built through evidence, right? Then to break out of this 30s rut, do you know what we need to do? We need to create new data, start collecting new data. How? How do we collect new data? Let me tell you. One, force yourself into environments where you're a beginner again. Yeah, you need new data, right? You need to be a beginner somewhere. Chasing habits and a repetitive lifestyle is boring. It will keep you in the same place and you will feel stuck in your 30s, or you'll watch life pass by. But you put yourself in environments where you're a beginner again, that's new data. What does that look like? That could look like a new hobby. That could look like a new social group. Go out there, network, go join different things, be part of different communities. Or it could be as simple as a career change. Well, that's not simple, but you know what I mean? The thought of a career change would be simple. Doing it is not simple, but maybe there's something else you can do, something else that will give you new fire in life. These things will help you collect new data, and that will help you build new evidence to be confident and just bring more color to your life. If you need help with that, I do private mentorship services. You can access that in the description, the link below. It is a small fee, but I also offer free workshops. Same kind of thing, but it's just in a group setting with a community. Yeah, and also it's a good way to join our community because I want to build a place where men that do need clarity in life, that want direction and purpose, to all mingle in the same place, all bounce back ideas, and create accountability groups as well, meaning we can hold each other accountable. We can just help each other generally, because as men, we should be leaders. You understand? So yeah, you can access that. It's in the link below. And lastly, I have a ebook, which is a free download. It's called Finding Your Path, and that will help you and give you practical ways to unstuck your life and gain clarity. So yes, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the other side.